Cheers.
Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the latest episode of the Legg Show. Today we got a couple topics we're going to talk about. I think we're going to start it off with what everybody thinks about the definition of clout. So, Michael, what do you think the definition of clout is?
I think it's just where you reach a point where people recognize you based on what you've done, who you are, like power, I guess.
Or like just like your name, honestly.
Yeah, what the way it holds.
I mean, when it comes to clout, for me, I personally feel like it's like what you've done to like accomplish something in your life. You know, it could be in that certain stature of your life. If you have clout in that, then you got clout in that. It could be because you're a beast at a sport. You got clout, and I mean, all depends. Like it depends on, and sometimes you gotta have clout for a bad reason. Like a lot of people like. They're kind of bozos, and they literally have clout just off the strength of that they're a bozo.
So you think clout is like a good thing or a bad thing?
Yeah, clout can be negative, but sometimes
Depends how you let it affect you, honestly.
Because I feel like sometimes people like fall into this trend in their life in which they get addicted to chasing clout.
Facts.
You know what I mean? Like, what did Gucci Mane say that one time, like about the juice or whatever? Gucci Mane was saying one thing one time, was like it's not about like your juice is temporary. I don't know what the fuck the meme is. Someone can find it. But all I know is Gucci Mane.
Temporary sauce is forever.
Yeah, that's what.
Juice is temporary. Sauce is forever.
So like I feel like that's one of those situations which like that's one of the things that stayed resonant to me when I first saw that meme in my life. I was like, damn, like this is some real shit. Like that might be the first meme in my life that like hit my soul. I was like, damn, like that is cool. Cause like when you drink the Minute Maid, that shit gone forever. But when your mom makes sauce, how long that shit lasts in your fridge?
Lasts a while.
Lasts a motherfucking while.
What do you think?
I don't know. I personally think it could be a good thing or a bad thing. It really just depends on why you got that clout and the way you let it affect you. Cause like, you can get bad clout, but if you just eat that shit to the chin and like just keep it moving,
It don't even matter.
you'll be straight. But I mean, sometimes like I guess if you really care, I guess it also depends like how much you care about what other people think about you. I mean, me personally, I don't really give a fuck about what anybody thinks about me, besides my mom.
Yeah,
so,
that's exactly how I
you
feel.
can say whatever you want to me. That shit's not gonna faze me.
That's what I was kind of thinking. Like, even if you have clout for a certain period of time and then you start to lose it, or you try on purpose to lose it, like I don't think you should really care.
I mean, regardless, that shit gonna go. Like that shit's the definition of the most temporary shit ever.
Yeah.
Cloud is literally like I guess maybe like if that like 8th grade till you get your degree.
Yeah.
Maybe like who?
I don't know though.
Well, clout can literally get you a better job.
It can get you
You say that, but like think about like reality stars, like they're in the position they're in based off their clout. Like they're not just gonna make a reality show about anybody. They're gonna make a reality show.
If you're
about
busting,
someone.
you're busting. I'm just talking about like regular people like in like this environment that we live in. Obviously, like some people are gonna branch out to reality and shit.
I kind of feel like though nowadays, like with the way social media is, like clout like carries you way past like school, because like with the way you can like show off your lifestyle or like what you're doing like on like Instagram, like Snapchat, all these different like social media platforms that you can really like people really fuel themselves off clout, like just doing dumb shit on Snapchat for like just for people to like say haha like lol.
Because people do a lot of shit for just
People actually do the craziest shit
for people's satisfaction. It's crazy.
Like people will actually like set up a whole fucking like I don't know, just like a whole setting, like put mad work into just like a 10-second Snapchat.
Oh, for sure. But then you have like TikTok throwing and all those other things. Cloud is like positive or negative. I feel like it's just how you use it at the end of the day.
Yeah.
There's tons of people like Kanye uses negative cloud to advertise his music all the time.
I mean
Kanye.
all advertisement is good advertisement.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, Kanye already got fucking clout though, but that's like we're talking about like the regular Joe.
But at the same time, like you say that, but like not to say that he ever fell out of relevance, but like there was definitely like a certain time period where like it's not like he was on everybody's radar.
Mm-hmm.
Like you gotta admit he kind of like reemerged like over the last like few years or so, especially with like Yeezys and like with all the wild shit he says all the time. But like, dude, think about like Soulja Boy. Like, who the fuck was talking about Soulja Boy till like last spring?
Until
Nobody.
He came at Drake.
Until nobody.
Yeah, that shit.
And he was busting. He was mad popular.
Yeah,
No, I hadn't heard about him since So like crank them.
I heard Soulja Boy. I heard about Soulja Boy saying like fucking like what song do you have, like Speakers Going Hammer or whatever. That's the last time I heard about him until like he went on the Breakfast Club and went berserk. Then he started having.
And then he had those Instagram videos and shit. And like,
I'm pretty sure he's still in jail. He went to jail and everyone forgot he went to jail.
I didn't know
That shit is crazy.
You wouldn't know because you don't hear about him anymore because he can't say anything anymore.
these are like celebrities that got clout. I mean, like in our environment, like the regular kid in college who like thinks they're like, well, or who everyone thinks is popular. Like, does that shit even matter?
I think being popular in college is it's very relative to.
Like, what does that even mean? Like, how
I don't really think it's a thing. It's not like compared to high school. Just because like, I mean, you go to school. It's not unless you go to maybe if you go to like a smaller school, but like if you're going to a school where there's like thousands and thousands of people, that shit doesn't matter. Because you might think you're popular, but like you gotta realize there's also like 8,000 other kids who do not even know who you are.
Exactly.
So it's like all relative to your environment, really.
I think it depends on what that popularity brings you. Because like if you're a popular kid in the sense that like most people know you and like you, and you can get away with like or do certain things like that other people couldn't do, then like it'll help you out. But if you're popular in the sense that people just know your name but don't know anything about you and like don't talk to you, then why does it matter?
I feel like people just like that, like it's like when you're talking about people and you're like, oh yeah, like I know of them, like I don't know. I feel like some people just like that, like a lot of people know them. I don't know.
Some people are just okay with that situational clout that they have, though. If I'm about to interrupt you, but like some people are like so okay with like they're just perfectly fine with like the fact that they got clout in that circle.
Yeah.
So it makes you feel blessed. Like, you know that one girl, you know, she's not that cool maybe with that other fraternity, and like she goes to a party, like she loved the fact that she can stand at a table, ain't nobody gonna judge her. And that's a real thing, because some girls, they might pull up to something, and they might, and maybe at another frat they can be themselves, they can sit on a table and jump around and be on the table and have fun, but at another place they just can't do that shit. They can't do that.
I mean, like me personally, like I feel like I came into college like and got to know a lot of people very fast, but as soon as it got kind of like more people started to know me than me knowing them, like it kind of freaked me out. Yeah,
it's a lot different than high school, because high school, I mean, the only people, I mean, depending where you're from and like if you play sports and stuff, the only people who are probably gonna know you are people like from your school. Whereas like, and that's such a small number of people compared to like college. Like, I mean, you go to high school with like maybe like say 1,000 kids. Like that's totally different than like go to school with like 20,000 kids. Yeah, like
it's a transition.
Especially imagine like going from like being like say like a high school athlete at like a school with like 1,000 kids and like yeah sure they all know you, but then going to a school where there's like 20,000 kids. Now everybody still knows you because you're like, you know what I mean, you're an athlete, like you're the quarterback of the football team, so everybody knows who you are. So it's like, I mean, it's just kind of like a different like transition. I feel like.
And but like you also have to think about the kid that goes to school and like is doing something that isn't related to sports or like Greek life or anything. But like if you check his social media or her social media, they have like 10, 20,000, 30,000 followers, and they're like blowing up over the internet, and people know them if they go out, just like for different reasons. It's like you can have clout in your own different areas of life. It's all relative, I feel like, and it's how you use it, because at that point, who's to say they're not cooler than the person, the rest of the kids they go to school with that are
so it's like people who don't know them from where they're from have no idea what's going on.
Exactly.
And that shit kind of like works out vice versa. Like people who had this certain persona in high school go to college and just like take this mask off.
Yeah.
And it's like they can literally just like reinvent themselves and become a completely different person.
Oh, 100%. Especially like I think especially if you go to like a really big school, like say you go to like a Michigan or something, where like, I mean like URI is kind of one of those schools where, you know what I mean, a lot of people know each other. It's just because it's like in Rhode Island, so it's a small place. But if you go to like a big school, like a big environment like that, you go to like California, imagine you go to Bama, like you could literally like, even if you know people there, like you're lost in a sea of students, you completely can change yourself into a different person.
I don't even think it's people even like necessarily even change themselves. You gotta understand that like what happens when you change that environment.
Yeah, I agree.
You're in a completely different environment when you go to school. So I mean, I hate when people say like, oh, like this guy went to school and like he might have joined, like he's in this and he's that, and like he's busting out. People like, oh, like this dude's like he's sick right now. And everyone's like, oh, but remember he was like a bozo in high school. Like it might not necessarily be him being a bozo in high school. It could just be like he like people grow up. You know what I mean? Someone might be immature in high school, and then people grow up and like you get in different environments, you meet different people. and different people like might empower you in a certain type of way. And so like you're just a different person. Like it's a change of an environment. That shit
Yeah, but if there's kids in high school that are actually like actual like losers and like didn't do anything, but then they came to college and it was kind of like they let shit get to their head.
Oh yeah,
like there are kids who will act up 100% worse than people who were just the same as they were in high school because like they were exposed to certain shit.
Yeah.
Like there are definitely kids that go here that are like went to like prep schools and shit and weren't exposed to many things, but then the second they get to a party with like 60 girls and 40 other guys and like that shit, they just like don't know how to handle themselves and lets it get to their head.
But I also think too, like, not necessarily like someone being like a loser in high school, but like say you like did something mad embarrassing. You know how high school is, like you do some dumb shit like
that should last
like that's just your high school career, that's just over with.
that's just sitting right here.
But then it's like I feel like you go to college, you can kind of like shed that chip on your shoulder. You know what I mean? Like you go to college, no one knows you, so like not that you could change, but no one has any biases towards you. Whereas like if you do say some dumb shit in high school, like you're stuck with those people for 4 years. There's not a lot of people, so you can't even probably say get a new group of friends. Like not for nothing in college, if you like fuck up or say some dumb shit with your friends, you could go find 6 other dudes in the union.
Because I know
and you could go be best friends with them. Like,
cause think about all those girls though that literally like they just recycle friends every semester. You know, girls that are legit like losers, like every semester, like I just think that in. But you know, a lot of times, like when people like they just recycle friends, like every semester is like, oh, this girl got a new group of like 6 girls that she's
low
like
key
BFFLs with.
No, when I see that happen, like what I think in my head is either that girl is actually really unlucky and the people she was around were actually toxic to her, or that girl is the most toxic girl on the earth.
Yeah,
dude. But the thing is too, though,
80% of the time she's toxic.
I feel like you're just like. I feel like there's sometimes though. Think about like you just start hanging out with like you meet like a new guy or something. You fuck with them, so you start hanging out with them more. Like I feel like it doesn't necessarily need to be like has to be a bad reason. Like,
But the thing is, when girls leave their circles, they move out of their rooms. They block them on everything.
Yeah.
And like if we just grow up from each other.
I'm
like,
not gonna block you.
Yeah, like I'm not gonna block you. It's just like, bro, like I'm not like we're just not vibing. Like it's not chill anymore. Like it was fun while it lasted, but we're just not on the same wavelength.
I guess it.
And that can happen with girls too. But I see like most situations where it's becomes.
It's over with.
Yeah, that shit is just toast.
It's
clipped
over with.
Right there.
I think that's just girls. I feel like tend to take things more personal too.
I mean.
I think it just depends on the circumstance. Honestly, I feel like for someone to move out of their house, it has to get to a certain point, and like I get what you mean. Like when you say, okay, if it's a constant thing, like if she's a serial moving out of her house, whatever.
Yeah, she's a
like,
serial
mover out
ender.
or friendship ender, switcher. Okay, but like at the end of the day, if you don't mess with someone, like why are you gonna live with them?
Yeah, why?
Like,
I agree.
I don't blame anyone for that. And if like no matter what gender, like if you're constantly in that situation, you're just the toxic person.
Yeah.
If you're wondering why people are like, what's wrong with you, like you should probably start.
Cause there's no.
That's something I feel like people here. I've seen it so much more here than I have back home. Like people just don't realize when there's an issue with them, even if it's very socially noticeable.
Yeah.
Like if you are constantly being attacked on something that you're doing out in public and you're not doing anything about it, you have like your social morality is at its lowest. And like you just need to take a step back and like figure yourself out, because yes, we're here for only 4 years, but what you learn right now is gonna follow
take you for life. No bullshit.
The thing is, I just feel like even if there's something you do that like people don't like and like it makes people not like you, you're not gonna change unless you like self-realize that. Even if someone tells you, like you're not gonna, because someone might tell me some shit, but like I don't think that's just true.
Yeah.
Like
that's what I'm saying. It's
you know
like
what I mean. Like you have to like. I just feel like people don't change unless they want to change.
And people lack social awareness in general. It's a natural thing. Like it's tough to sit back and look at yourself from the third person and be like, oh, okay, I'm doing this, and that wrong, and that.
People tend to live their lives.
That's something you should be able to do as an adult, though. Like, I'm not saying that you have to tend to everyone's needs, but if you're gonna be in this environment and like people change to cope with their environment. Like I've had to do it. I'm not from here, like, and I became jaded to some of the things that people do here.
Oh, I get what you mean.
Just because some of the things I
yeah.
do back home just aren't socially
I
acceptable.
feel like it's something you expect rather than someone should know, because there's people who are just behind. Like, I feel like if you develop that ability to look at things from the third perspective and reflect on your social awareness and what's going on around you, then it takes you a little bit of time. But I don't think, like, for you to say that, well, I don't know if it's not even me versus you, it's kind of just like tying it all together, I guess. Like, we're all in college, it's 4 years, you're dealing with like 22-year-olds and 18-year-olds dealing in the same situation sometimes, so like, like expect an 18-year-old to think the same way and be able to realize the same things we are as like a 21-year-old.
I also feel like you gotta think about like what background people came from as far as social awareness, because like, I mean, like, you might have came from like a little fucking town in like Idaho, like, and like versus like you're from like New York, like that's
city boy.
You're gonna have your idea of social cues and stuff like that is gonna be totally different. Like what you think is socially acceptable.
But I feel like over the course of the 4 years, like, you should be able to adapt.
You should.
To at least, I have to come here and you have to come here. Like, we have to.
I mean, I think you just need to be able to like be a little more understanding if people don't compromise.
And I feel like the biggest problem though,
or just have patience and really.
I feel like the biggest problem though is like a lot of people, like guys and girls, they fall into this trend in which sometimes like, oh, I'm a trans school, but you fail to realize if you're gonna go leave, it's all the same thing wherever you go.
If you don't
this is like that's why I'm saying, like, a lot of people, you gotta understand that you gotta self-evaluate. Unless you really hate the situation that you in, if you go to another school, it's gonna be the same type of people from the same type of towns doing the same thing.
You're just gonna have to.
No matter where you go, so unless you find yourself, because I know tons of people go, I wish I transferred. I was like, bro, imagine, let's say you hated it here at Rhode Island. Imagine you go to Florida State and you deal with 45,000 people doing the same thing. Rhode Island just a mini bubble of a bigger thing. Because I promise you, the same people from your same town at those same schools.
Yeah,
that you don't like.
The thing is, well, I feel like a lot of people like would fail to realize too. Is like, as big as like the country is, and as big as other schools are, I guarantee you, somebody you know probably knows someone who goes there. And not for nothing, if you do some dumb shit here, they're definitely gonna be like, yo, I know this chick who just transferred to like FSU, like, and just give you the whole lowdown, and you're already smoked there off the jump. You're probably worse off, because you're going there. People already have an awful bias about whatever you did or whatever type of person you were.
Yeah, nah, one of my boys actually went to school in DC. He did something there by accident. He was drunk. He moved to school in Texas, tried to rush, like, one of the best routes, was about to get a bid, and then some girl but she told somebody what he did. And even though everyone at that school was completely over it, and like everyone accepted him again, when they heard about it in Texas, they were just like, nah, like,
that's how you get blackballed.
This completely ruined his whole scenario.
That's the scary thing with social media now. People can just literally cancel you, cancel culture. Yeah. And now, I mean, I saw on the news, it was like China has like the social rating, like the social citizen rating.
No way, like this shit
shit from Black Mirror, like, based on what you do on social media, like, what you do day to day, what you say, like, it's all put into, like, AI.
That's wait. Yeah. So is it like on your phone?
Dude, it's like a whole program that's getting... They have, like, this whole system put in place. It's run by AI, and it tracks what you do on social media, if you pay your bills, how you interact with people, if you go to jail, and if your score dips below a certain number, like, you're not allowed to leave the country, use public transportation. What? You become blacklisted basically by the system, and like, are like.
Can you get it back up?
I'm not sure if you can get it back up. I'm assuming there's ways you can do that, but it's interesting because it's AI. There's no one really like overseeing each interaction. So
yeah, there's no context.
There's no context. It's like, if you do this, X happens, you lose that amount of points. It's not really changing.
So there's no more gray area or anything like that. Like, it's literally just boom, boom, boom.
That's gotta be black and white. If you think about it, like a computer's doing that, that's black and white.
Black and white.
There's no in between at that point.
Is this shit on your phone? Is it like a card?
Yeah, how are they
it's definitely connected to like all your electronics and stuff like that, because they have such a crazy facial recognition system with the cameras. They have like an insane amount of like surveillance cameras in China, and they can read your face to the point where like, if you're not wearing a mask and they see your ears, like, they can pinpoint that it's you. So
that's probably why all those Chinese people got all those like all those
Yeah.
designer masks on.
That's for pollution, and, like the air pollution. And
alright.
So back to the story. Anyway, there's like this billionaire in China, and he got like in the system is gonna get blacklisted or whatever. His rating dipped below the X whatever number it is because he was living too much of a lavish life.
Wow.
And he had already been warned before, so like, it's interesting to see how social media can also be a factor in that. Like, the way you interact on social media affects your social like rating.
That's actually crazy because like I mean here in America we're about to lose the Instagram likes.
Yeah.
Like that's about to like going
That's about to
back
fuck up the whole game.
going back to being to people being popular. Like not only is that gonna fuck with people who
That's all you
rely
live for.
on that shit just for the simple fact of being popular, but people who are actually getting paid off that shit,
Yeah.
like they're fucking up a lot of people's bags.
But I heard it was only
Yeah.
like one. It was
Nah,
like only
so-
a 1 week thing though.
Nah, but what I heard was, so they are doing it so you won't be able to view other people's likes, but you can see your own. So, like, I mean, I'm sure, like, if you're in that kind of position where you're, like, a influencer, whatever the fuck that is, I'm sure you could still see, like, your outreach and, like, your impressions, so you'll probably still be able to get paid off that shit.
Yeah, but I think there are definitely some people who strictly do get paid off the amount of likes that they get. There's definitely
But the
some
thing
type
is,
of person
you
out
still
there.
can like pictures, you just can't see how many, like, if you like my picture, I can see that you liked it, but Kofi and Mike can't. So that's how it's gonna be. So like,
Oh,
you
that's
can,
actually like.
So you
no,
can
that
still-
shouldn't be fucking with anybody then.
so you can still like
shit.
you can still like stuff, but other people just can't see it besides you. You can only see who's liking your stuff. You just can't see like whoever's liking everything else.
I saw screenshots on Twitter today. I don't know if they were like 100% legit. It was from like this dude Owen B. Rogers. He makes like clothes and shit, and it's like it showed the likes, but if you got under 1,000, it showed like say you're at, and then others, and then say if I got over 1,000 likes, it'd say like your name, and then another 1,000 or whatever.
Oh really?
And then millions, like it said the word, but if you were under 1,000, it just said others. So I don't know if that's 100% how it looks, but I'm gonna have to
We'll
see.
see.
I know that they did test it on a few people who are.
Influencers.
I think it's like
Influencers.
people who have like X amount of followers.
Yeah.
Everyone I've seen.
But they're like whether they do it to everyone or not, those people
Mhm.
don't have like they're not going back to seeing their likes. again.
Really?
Yeah. That's permanent in their phones. The people who they
Oh
did it to.
shit.
So I think it's definitely gonna happen to everybody.
Oh,
I feel
I'm
like
pretty sure didn't Kanye say that shit like a year ago?
Yeah, he did. He tweeted and said they should get rid of it.
What is
It was less than a year ago. It was like within this past year.
It might have been like 2 months ago. How
Yeah.
much that man be fucking on Twitter though.
But I mean, I feel like it's really not that serious, but I know like there's definitely going to be a lot of people who are going to be really fucking upset.
Yeah.
September 2018.
Cause like it's like a vibe, like looking at a picture and seeing it's got like 10K likes.
Kanye said,
Yeah.
you
No,
know,
he said
Must be
followers, I think. I think he said, damn, it's just slow.
He said all that shit.
I don't think
He's
seeing
like,
likes
Kanye
is
West
really
says nobody
important,
should
though.
know how many
I honestly
people
think,
follow
I
him
genuinely
on
think that'll
Instagram.
actually make people stop posting as much.
you just like it won't. Instagram definitely won't just.
Cause
be
like
as
it's
fast
like
as it is.
if you can't see likes, it's gonna like low key turn it into like just a blog.
Which is
like-
kind of
which, like,
sick.
Yeah.
Which like is what it is,
Yeah,
but it's
your
not how
content's
people.
dope.
It's not how people use it. Like people don't like consciously think about Instagram being a blog, even though it kind of is.
I don't know. I mean, like, to me, Instagram literally like has it's an app for pictures. So, if you are my friend, and you follow me, and I see that your page has no photos, I am not going to follow you back because what are you going to put on my feed? Nothing.
I guess, but like, what
Right.
about like I have friends like I have one of my friends who religiously he posts like once a year.
Then
I
I'm-
still follow him.
I wouldn't
Like,
see. That's not so. Like, we'll
I
be
post
friends on
like stuff.
Facebook. That's what Facebook is.
I
for.
post that. You haven't unfollowed me yet. You
Huh?
haven't followed me yet.
Well, I mean, when I filter my shit, I'll go through it and follow you.
Yeah, that's
But
crazy.
when
I'll
when-
follow you right back.
nah, cause like I just started realizing like recently like people thought it was so they were getting so consumed by it. Like if I unfollowed them, they would literally have an app or some shit and like they call me right away and be like, why'd you want to follow me? And it's just like I looked on your page and like I didn't even know I was following you because you haven't posted shit since I
Yeah.
did like 3 years ago.
Yeah.
And I scrolled through, I saw you posted something in the first time in that long, and I was like, oh shit. And I go on your page, there's 5 pictures. Like, why do I need to follow you on Instagram?
Right. And that's
Yeah.
a valid point to unfollow
Facts.
somebody.
Like, I just post shit and archive it nowadays anyway because that shit doesn't even matter anymore. I'm never gonna delete a picture off my Instagram. I'm not gonna scroll down and filter my shit out.
I've definitely deleted some.
The archive shit's hype though. thank God for that shit.
I like the thing
tomorrow
about
I see who's fucking with me and then like just like keep it moving. Archive.
That's kind of what it's about. Like, I really post things just for my friends to see. So when it's like, when I got like a random person trying to follow me and like they're not even gonna understand my profile, they don't really know who I am, then I don't need them on my shit.
Yeah.
Like, there's literally no point in them having them on there.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
I agree with you.
You're just wired differently though.
It's like you just gotta go Hollywood.
Yeah. There's a group
It's
of
like
people.
you gotta go
You gotta go
Hollywood.
Hollywood.
You gotta go Hollywood.
I mean, at a point in time, like, it's definitely important for everyone to take a step back and just close the curtains from reality. Or not close the curtains from reality. Close the curtains from society, I guess. And just, like,
Give yourself
take
some
that
privacy.
breather.
Mhm.
Because, I mean, like, I was, like, from college, I was all mentally fucked up last year. And I felt the need to just, like, take a step back, think about me, and actually learn who I was. Because, like, I sometimes look in the mirror and be like, I don't even know who the fuck this nigga is. So, like,
that's deep.
I mean, like,
That's deep.
it's just, like, it's just...
That's what happens when we drink water.
That's when we fucking filmed this shit fucking so.
Nah, but to that, so it's like...
We're having a heart to heart right now. Not bad if this is better quality though. We're just having a real episode today, guys.
I kind of want to double back to what Kobe was saying earlier. What would be your definition of going Hollywood?
Well, I'm the one that brought that term, so.
You brought that to the school?
Yeah, 1,000%. I feel like Hollywood's one of those situations in which, like, you just gotta like.
It's like a flex.
It's like a flex. Like you gotta let people know like you doing something, but you ain't promoting that. You ain't promoting that shit on social media like that, or you ain't promoting like you're just not like you're just subtle. Like you're subtly like living your best life, but you want people to know you.
I feel like it's like you wanna know.
Yeah.
Like you wanna know you want people to like think about what the fuck you're up to without like telling them what you're up to.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
no,
It's like some shit where like me and Kobe, we'll be at the club and like we'll go up on the stage for 2 minutes. Take a Snapchat, get the fuck right back off that thing.
Off the stage.
Just so people are like, what the fuck are they up to? Why are they on the stage?
I use going Hollywood completely differently. I use going Hollywood like what I said, like taking a step back, close the curtains.
The word Hollywood is like a fucking, it's Hollywood. Your
term is definitely using it in the right way. Yeah. But when I know from like when I've said it in my past was like going Hollywood is like cutting yourself out and like not.
Well, you can be cutting yourself off too, and you can come up, but you gotta let people know what the fuck you up to in a way.
I feel like that's two opposite things.
No, I thought I've always looked at it as going Hollywood is you try and flex on everyone and like you act like you're better than them, like distance yourself away.
That's exactly
what so let me
the definition.
Let me fix what I said. I did not mean to say I went Hollywood because that's not what I did.
He went Bollywood.
I went Bollywood.
Whatever the next closest thing to fucking going Hollywood is, that's what he was. Like it's like when you go to Stop and Shop, you went to Aldi. I don't know, that shit wasn't funny, but you get it.
You mean it's like you used to go to Stop and Shop. Now I'm flexing out Whole Foods every weekend.
Yeah, some shit like that. Just like you're just letting people know.
Like, broke groceries.
Yeah, it's just basically like you're subtly just like you just want to know people. You just want to know like I'm just like I'm better. That's like when a girl don't hit you up for a minute and like you've seen what she's doing on everything. You're like, damn, sure you went Hollywood.
See, in that situation, what I think is like. If you like,
it's just like a flex.
If a girl's ignoring me for mad long, she's doing about to know it. I'm like, damn, you went Hollywood.
Exactly.
But that doesn't mean I've seen what she's done. It's just that she was. She went somewhere. And she came
so
back.
It's a synonym for fucking going Hollywood. If you look at the definition of going Hollywood on Urban Dictionary, that's like the synonym. It's like that.
Like going ghost.
Going Hollywood.
Yeah. It's like mad definitions for it. It's like a big term.
Like I feel like going Hollywood. Like for me, going Hollywood is like
going to Hollywood.
Maybe not necessarily ghosting you, but like I'm gonna keep my circle close. I'm gonna do my thing. I'm gonna keep it moving.
But you're gonna know what the fuck I'm up to.
You're gonna know exactly what I'm doing.
Cause sometimes
you probably wish you were doing that shit too.
Cause sometimes you could go Hollywood just on one specific person.
You guys are doing that 24/7.
Us?
Yeah.
You right there next to me.
Hollywood.
You were right there next to me when we go Hollywood.
Because I tell people what I'm doing.
You sure about that? I'm sure you went Hollywood.
You probably
removing girls from Snap so they get your attention. Like, come on, bro. I'm not gonna expose you on the air, but you know you go Hollywood.
I don't do that.
Come on,
you do that.
I'm a petty nigga, but that's besides the point though. But sometimes you do gotta go Hollywood just to be like just to let that specific person know
Definitely.
I am shitting on you and I want you to know bring that camera in my face just so you know I'm shitting on you. so you take that shit, you just make that shit a little bit personal because you can be with the boys and ain't nobody, but you want that one specific person to know hey. I'm living my what did Lou do? I'm living my best life. I ain't going back and forth with you niggas. So you gotta go Hollywood because sometimes you gotta do that shit just to make just to make yourself you gotta feel better about yourself. It's like protecting yourself a little bit. You know what I mean? And that protecting yourself is a whole different story.
We're not.
we ain't talking about that shit today.
That.
That's gonna be like an hour-long episode, but we'll talk about protecting yourself. This is a way that you subtly protect yourself. And you want that person to know I'm shitting on you. I'm good.
Feed your ego.
Yeah. Feed your ego. You feeding a demon. Once you go Hollywood,
You can't go back. You can't go back.
You can't go back ever, but
You can always be humbled.
Nah, if you go, I mean you can, but if you go Hollywood, that's just.
It's one of those situations.
It depends how you.
It's
how
one of those
hard you go
situations. Like I
Hollywood,
feel like when you go on humble, it's a lot different than like you just being humble's unnecessary for certain situations. You gotta let people know like you shitting on them in life.
You definitely don't have to.
I'm
I'm gonna stop you there because you definitely don't have to.
Nah.
I think
Specific people, you gotta know you shitting on them.
I think it's time for us to go Hollywood and just end this episode.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, probably gonna go to the fucking bar and I put my hoodie up.
Definitely.
Stand in the
my
corner.
dog was.
Stand in the corner.
alright, well, thank you guys for tuning in.
Make sure you guys like and subscribe.
As always, follow the Instagram. Follow us.
Yeah, follow us.
Welcome to the Legg Show. Or
Before
the
I
Legg
delete
Show's
it.
closing.
Before I delete my shit. And
Before he goes Hollywood on himself. But
Alright.
I can't feel my feet.